For the Nintendo 64 disk drive, a series of Mario Paint-inspired games were created. 4 of these games have already been released in Japan, but the other 4 have not. The 4 Mario Artist video games that came out between 1999 and the year 2000 were Mario Artist Paint Studio, Mario Artist Talent Studio, Mario Artist Communication Kit, and Mario Artist Polygon Studio. However, there are still 4 more games left that were never released. These include Mario Artist Game Maker, Mario Artist Graphical Message Maker, Mario Artist Sound Maker, and Mario Artist Video Jockey Maker. Most likely, Mario Artist Game Maker was a game that allowed users to make their own games, then save, share, and play later. Super Mario Maker for the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS, as well as its follow-up for the Nintendo Switch, were later borrowed this game's concept. It was possible for Mario Artist Graphical Message Maker to be many different things. Since the title is so ambiguous, it may have been anything like players being able to paint messages and send them to other players. Mario Artist Sound Maker would have probably been a game where players could manipulate with sounds and sound effects. Mario Artist Video Jockey Maker could have been a variety of things, but it's not quite certain what the title could mean gameplay-wise. As of now, no screenshots or playable demos of these games mentioned have ever been put online. Super Mario RPG 2 was first shown off at Nintendo's Space World 1997 event. It is a game that was planned for the Nintendo 64's disk drive. Originally intended to be a sequel to Squaresoft's Super Nintendo game Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, which the game was created by Intelligent Systems, who is now actually Square Enix. Due to legal issues with Square, the game was later reworked into Paper Mario, and development was later moved to the Nintendo 64 as a result of the 64DD's failure and discontinuation in the year 2000. The gameplay would have involved placing 2D cutouts of the Mario characters in a 3D setting to resemble a puppet show or a comic strip. Despite the fact that the game was later released for the Nintendo 64's Paper Mario, no beta or prototype versions of the game's initial iteration have ever been made available to the public, and there isn't much information available about how it would differ from the finished product. Super Mario 128 was a tech demo for a potential Nintendo GameCube or Wii game that was first displayed at Space World 2000. The name Super Mario 128 first appeared in a 1997 Nintendo Power issue. It stated that a Super Mario 64 prequel might be called Super Mario 128. There were 128 Marios in the game in the tech demo. The Marios could move the building up and down to change the landscape, and they could also transform the board into a pizza. The goal of the tech demo was to see how many bots the GameCube could manage at once, which was nearly impossible on the Nintendo 64. Reggie Fils-Aime predicted Super Mario 128 would appear at E3 in 2005, but it didn't. In the same year, Miyamoto revealed some details about the game, revealing that it wouldn't be made for the GameCube but for the Wii, and that Mario would play alongside a brand new character. Although Super Mario 128 was cancelled, Miyamoto confirmed in 2006 that many of the demo's components were used in Metroid Prime, Super Mario Galaxy, and The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. After his keynote address in 2007, Miyamoto claimed that Super Mario 128 was transformed into the Pikmin games. Super Mario 128's original tech demo hasn't turned up again or has been leaked online, and all that's left of it are video recordings and screenshots taken at Space World 2000, though it's unknown if the game was ever fully developed. A tech demo for the Nintendo Wii U called New Super Mario Bros. Mii was displayed at E3 2011. It had new levels, allowed players to play as Miis, and was based on the Wii game New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It was intended to show off the Wii U's off-TV play mode, which enables playing games on the gamepad without turning on the television. 10 minutes of the demo's playtime would be followed by an automatic reset. The Wii U's New Super Mario Bros. Launch title, which was available the following year, was similar to this demo. However, the actual demo is currently unavailable and hasn't been seen since E3 2011. A version of the 1983 arcade platformer Mario Bros. Called Mario Bros. VB was cancelled but was set to debut in August 1995 alongside the Virtual Boy. The game, along with the Virtual Boy itself, Space Pinball, and Tolero Boxer, made its debut at the Shoshikai Software Exhibition in 1994. Up until July 1995, different magazines would publish screenshots from the game. Its final appearance was in issue 13 of EGM2, where it was mistakenly referred to as Mario Clash, a game that had already been released and probably developed from Mario Bros. VB. Since it was a remake of Mario Bros., the gameplay would have nearly been identical. To defeat all enemies and advance to the next level, you would have platformed your way through a straightforward stage as either Mario or perhaps Luigi. 3-dimensional backgrounds and effects as well as brand new sprites would have been the remake's standout additions. Also, by using the unreleased Game Link cable for the Virtual Boy, players may have been able to complete the game in cooperative mode as well. Attendees could play a demo of the Mario Bros. VB at Shoshikai 1994, the game's first and only trade show appearance. Since then, a ROM has not surfaced or been leaked online, and it's unknown whether Nintendo still has a copy. A video game called Mario & Sonic at the Sochi 2014 Winter Olympic Games was released in 2013 for the Nintendo Wii U. It was the fourth installment in the Mario & Sonic at the Olympic Games series. The three prequel games all had portable versions for the Nintendo DS and 3DS. However, the Sochi 2014 model was unique because it lacked any sort of handheld port. The existence of the game has never been formally confirmed to exist. No mention of the game's 3DS release was made in the game's initial announcement, and neither Nintendo nor Sega, the game's developers, have ever made an official announcement about the game's 3D release. Rich George of IGN mentioned the game's existence in June 2013, and there are other signs that it was planned at some point. However, the game's brand manager at the time for Sonic the Hedgehog, David Corliss, stated that there is no 3DS version in an interview with the Dutch website Nintendo in August 2013. Prior to its release, Amazon UK advertised a 3DS version of the game without displaying the box art. The 3DS will be displayed as evidence of this on the Wii U version of the game's page in a grayed out box without a link. The game was also listed on other websites, but it was unavailable for purchase. In a story published in June 2013, Polygon asserted to have screenshots of the game's 3DS release. The Wii U and the file names, however, indicates that this article only contains Wii U screenshots. It's possible that they were asked to remove the 3DS screenshots at the last minute until an official announcement was made, although this is just a wild guess. The fact that the game was never officially announced means that it was never cancelled. In 2016, a portable version of the sequel, Mario & Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, was released for the Nintendo 3DS. The game might have been cancelled because Nintendo decided to concentrate on the Wii U version, or because it failed to live up to their high standards for quality. In order to showcase the capabilities of Nintendo's brand new system at E3, Nintendo EAD created the tech demo Mario's Face for the Nintendo DS. In a similar fashion to the Super Mario 64 title screen, and to a lesser extent the Mario Party facelift minigames, the player could pick Mario or Wario and then use the stylus on the touchscreen to grab portions of Mario's or Wario's faces and pull and stretch them. Super Mario 64 DS also included this feature, although in much simpler form. Since its presentation at E3, this particular demo hasn't been played and hasn't been leaked online. There was a Mario Kart series spin-off for the Nintendo DS called Mario Motors. Ute Saito, who previously made games like Seaman, Sim Tower, and Odama, was the game's creator. The game's central idea was that players could construct engines out of scrap metal. An engine's capabilities, for instance, could be determined by the player by shaving and shaping metal into a cylinder and adding it to an engine. Additionally, there was a plan to incorporate blowing into the DS microphone into a lesson on acceleration, but that was scrapped out of concern for a child losing their breath. Since no tracks were ever announced and only 2 characters were depicted in concept art, it is unknown how much the game focused on racing despite being in the Mario Kart series. Mario and a mysterious elderly scientist character were the 2 characters displayed. Ute Saito first revealed Mario Motors at the Reboot Develop conference in 2018. Saito discussed the history and development of the game's creation on stage. Saito was close friends with Satoru Iwata, the former president of Nintendo, and Shigeru Miyamoto in the early 2000s. Usually, the 3 of them would get together and have tea while discussing game concepts. When Iwata inquired about Saito's current interests during one of these meetings, Saito replied, sculpting chunks of metal, to Iwata. The 2 sat in silence as Saito revealed his crazy idea to Iwata and Miyamoto. Finally, Iwata and Miyamoto agreed that the project sounded intriguing and that they would be willing to give it a shot. Since Saito said he couldn't provide a precise explanation, it is unknown how this title was developed as well as how the game was cancelled. Daenerys Entertainment Software developed Mario Kart XXL as a tech demo for the Game Boy Advance in 2004 for Nintendo. It was intended to show off the GBA's capacity to render, scale, and rotate 2 different background layers. There is only one playable character, Mario, and only one course, which is similar to Peach Circuit and has a background layer that looks like Shy Guy Beach. 3 laps make up the race, which can be stopped at any point by pressing the select button. The Game Boy Advance games course is rendered in true 3D, and the L and R buttons allow you to zoom in and out on Mario while still seeing him in full 3D. The cartridge was discovered by YouTube user Steven78, who then posted a gameplay video of it using the GameCube's Game Boy Advance player. He has said that he has no intention of dumping the tech demo's ROM. Steven then sold the cartridge for $600 to an unknown buyer in 2015, who is thought to be from Spain. It is still unknown till this day if the person still has the ROM in his collection.